Cybertron Weekly is your central hub for everything Transformers. Well, Commander Modesty's here.
Now, remember, before you do anything, think, is this what Skylynx would do in my position? And you will not go far wrong.
What would Skylynx do if he was Misa?
No.
You suck.
Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review. Today we're taking a look at another Transformers figure, and it's from the Combiner Wars. It's Skylynx. I was very excited for this figure when it was debuted at the toy convention. I've been waiting and waiting for this thing, and I have yet to actually see it in the stores here in Indiana. I actually put an order in a while ago for this figure and for the Year of the Monkey Optimus Primal, and it was on back order and got put in through fulfillment. Finally, I'd forgotten about it, and it showed up in the mail last week and was super excited. Can't wait to take a look. So let's start off with the packaging. So here we have Skylynx in the package, and if you don't know who this character is, he's from the original G1 show. He was a shuttle that would transform into this dinosaur thing. Captain Modesty, Springer called him. He was very arrogant, very cool Autobot, but very arrogant, very snooty, and the base of the shuttle would separate out, turn into a Lynx, and then the top of the shuttle would turn into a pterodactyl bird-like creature. And then it can combine to form this figure here. So this figure doesn't split out, unfortunately, but it's cool to see a new version of this guy. We have not seen that. Now, it is a combiner. It turns into Skyrain, but that's not why I bought the figure. I will show that version off, but I got him for this mode, actually. And he does have two other unofficial modes, which I will show off here, that turn into his Lynx and his bird mode, which is very cool. Looking at the box, same that we've been getting, it's in black, but the paper in this one feels really cheap, almost knockoff-like, which is very strange. So they're cutting down on the cost, which I prefer them do that on the box than the figure. It says Transformers, Generations, Skylynx, Combiner Wars. We get some really cool artwork there. Top of the package has an Autobot logo. Side of the box has a picture of Skyrain. He is number 3 of 5. This side just has a picture of the Autobot logo. Nothing down there, so just kind of a close-up. There he is, looking all kinds of sick. Definitely digging that. There is the artwork. Very cool, loving that. And then here's the Skyrain, which Skyrain has the Lynx head, which is pretty cool. Definitely neat. 3 of 5. So here's the back of the package. We do get a little write-up here. Here's Skyrain, and I think he combines with the other Autobots. It's like, yeah, Wheeljack, Hound, Trailbreaker, and Smokescreen, which is interesting because he was kind of that, after the movie generation Autobot, you'd think it'd be like Blur and Springer and those guys, but is what it is. I don't have these Autobots, so I'll use like probably the aerial bots to put this guy together with to show it off. But yeah, very cool. He is a remold of, a heavy remold of Silverbolt. There is his shuttle mode there. There's his dinosaur mode. Little write-up. So let's get that into focus. If you want to pause and read that, you are more than welcome to. So yeah, that is it for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get Skylynx out of box and see what we think. So here we have Skylynx out of the package, and you know, there are things I like about this figure and some things that I don't like about this figure, but for the most part, I am happy with it. Now, a lot of people have complained that this figure is very light, feels very cheap, feels like a knockoff. It is a lighter figure, I will say that, but a lot of the newer Transformers are like that. It does not feel like a knockoff to me. You know, the people who've said that, I disagree. I don't feel like it's a knockoff at all, but it is made of the lighter plastic. Now, if you hear something in the background, my parrots are going nuts today. It's a very bright day out, so you might hear them squawking. I think my biggest issue with this figure are the back legs. Now, if you notice, mine are actually mistransformed. They are supposed to be like this. But the problem is, if you spin them around and use them this way, watch what happens. They just bloop, plop down. The feet are not strong enough. The little screw, the hinge joint there, is not strong enough to hold these legs. Now, I have tried to tighten these up, but they are as tight as they are going to get. So what I found works best, to be honest, spin this around, and that way the feet are actually backwards. But I think that stabilizes it a lot better. I think it raises the hind haunches up a little bit better, and that's going to give you the best look. That really is my biggest complaint, I think, on the robot mode on this guy. Everything else is pretty decent. I like the way it looks. I kind of wish that in the mouthpiece here that they had a little blaster gun, because he does shoot, and the package art actually shows him shooting a blast out of there. Everything else is pretty cool. Kind of wish he had an Autobot logo up there at the top like the original. I don't particularly care for the wings. They do have the hollow points there. That is kind of cheap. And it'd be nice to have an Autobot logo up here. Now, the wings are articulated to a point. You can slide them back, kind of fold them back like that if you so desire. I really just kind of leave them flat down like that. That's the way he usually was in the show. The rest of it on the back is pretty decent. The tail, I wish was a little bit longer. I wish they made that a little more articulated and come out a little further. Other than that, I mean, it's not too terribly bad, especially for being a Voyager class figure. For comparison, here we have a Combiner Wars Deluxe Class Stunticon next to him, so you can actually see the size of him. And, well, he's about half the size he really should be. It'd been nice if they actually made this guy as a leader class figure, but Transformers are just getting smaller and smaller. Now, transformation on this guy is not too terribly bad. It is a heavy remold of Silverbolt, so if you know how to transform that figure, you can figure this one out pretty easily, but there are some slight differences. So let's go ahead and get this guy in his Shuttle Mode. So here we have Skylynx in his Shuttle Mode, and it's not too terribly bad. Now, you can take the weapon pieces here, and you can actually mount them underneath onto the wings, is what the instructions say you should do for the final touch. I don't particularly care for that, but at least you've got some kind of weapon storage. He did not have those in the original show, so yeah. I don't really care for that, but it's going to be in the robot mode for me anyway. But with that being said, it actually is not too terribly bad of a Shuttle Mode. I'm going to take these off for the rest of this look. I mean, it does look like the shuttle that we got in the original cartoon for the most part. They really took advantage of all this blockiness underneath. The only thing is there's not a lot of tabbing in. It just kind of fits into place, and the back of the legs kind of stick out a little bit back here, but it's not too terribly bad. I can forgive it. I always forget when to go to Transformer. I always want to fold them up under in. It just seems like they should be able to, and, well, it just doesn't, which is unfortunate. Now, these wings up here are kind of annoying. I didn't really care for them with Silverbolt either. For comparison, here we've got Silverbolt with the Combiner Wars Wind Charger, a Legends class figure, which I think scales a little bit better with this guy. Makes him look more the size he should be, even though, well, he should even still be bigger, I think. Now, the cool thing about this figure, even though it does not separate and we get the bird and the Lynx mode, we still actually get those modes in an unofficial way, which is very, very cool. I am appreciative of that. We've got the great big Autobot logos up there, and, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the first unofficial mode. So here we have Skylynx in his bird mode, and it's actually pretty decent looking. I like it. It looks very much like the little bird mode that we got as a kid, where the shuttle actually separated off and turned into that pterodactyl type of bird creature. I think it's a bird-like creature, they said. Get the head bent down a little bit there. Yeah, I mean, that's not too terribly bad. It works. It works. It's close enough. Again, this is unofficial, but thanks to people on the Webernets, we were able to get this mode, and I'm definitely digging it. We also get a Lynx mode out of this figure. Again, it is unofficial, but it looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Here we have the Lynx mode, and again, unofficial, but I like it. It looks pretty cool. It's close enough to the original that it works for me. The wings are a little silly, but yeah, the tail's kind of thick, but, you know, it works. The fact that we didn't get this mode officially, you know, I'm happy that we got it here, and I like it. I do like the Lynx head. Of course, that is for his Combiner mode. Version that when you combine him with the other Transformers. But yeah, it's not too terribly bad. I kind of like it. And you can manipulate these around. I've seen people with these kind of going forward on the wings to make blasters and such. I just kind of fold them back and make them wing-like. You could fold these out if you wanted. It makes you more of a Sphinx type of figure, but yeah, definitely kind of interesting and kind of fun. Now here we have Skylynx in his Skyrain Combiner form, and this is okay. This is, you know, it's kind of neat that it does become a Combiner, but this is not, you know, what was of the old show. He was never a Combiner, of course, never was Optimus Prime, but yeah, there he is, so we can kind of see it, and then his weapons turn into a sword. So let's go ahead. I don't have the Autobots that are supposed to go on him per the back of the package, but we'll go ahead and throw some Combiner figures on there just to see what his robot looks like. So here we have Skyrain in robot mode. I just took a couple Protectobots and a couple Stunticons, threw them on there, kind of a la Cyclonus, who just randomly grabs Transformers. And I mean, it looks okay. Kids are probably going to like it to be able to, you know, make a new robot. Personally, I don't know. Now, the one thing I did notice on the back, the wings back here, you want to fold a little bit back to give room for the bots. Other than that, I mean, it's not too bad. The legs are pretty stable. This is one of the better looking Combiners. Although I think if you expanded out the wings back here, like on a retool or a remold or something, you could potentially be able to get a Predaking out of this. I mean, the wings back here, if they were built bigger and could go farther back, we could get a Predaking. So, I don't know, you'd have to combine maybe Dive Bomb and the Lion, but maybe that's possible? I don't know. it'd be kind of fun, and then just do heavy retools on some of the vehicles to get animals out of them, maybe. I don't know. So, is Skylynx a figure that you want your Transformers collection? Well, again, if you're collecting the Combiner Wars, this is something you're probably going to want. If you liked the old G1 Skylynx, this is definitely something you want to get because this is the first real update we've had on the figure, and there are a lot of really nice nods to the original. Kids are going to like it because, well, it's a dinosaur, bird, jet, space shuttle thing that can combine into other robots. And it's nice because we do have an unofficial bird mode and Lynx mode to go with it, so we do kind of get the old school Skylynx out of it. It is kind of small, I will say that. The back haunches are probably my least favorite thing on it. It's a shame you can't get those to operate properly, and I'm not a big fan of the holes on the top of the wings. Other than that, it's not too terribly bad. It's definitely worth the retail. If you can find this for $20 on the shelf, it's a good pickup, I think, to go with any G1 Transformer collection and for your Combiner Wars collection. So there he is, Skylynx from Transformers Combiner Wars.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And as always, look for more videos in the future.